Hello, welcome to Podcast vs. Player. My name is Carl. We've got another review for you today, and that is this, which is the FiFine SC3 Audio Mixer. Now, this was sent to us by FiFine, but it in no way influenced what I think of the product. If you're looking for a solution to connect an XLR microphone to your PC at an affordable price, then FiFine's SC3 Audio Mixer may be just what you're looking for. The SC3 allows you to connect an XLR microphone to your PC, and FiFine offer an excellent variety of these. I recommend either the K688 or the Amplagame AM8T, which are both fantastic dynamic microphones. And as well as microphone connectivity, the SC3 gives you access to a bunch of features to improve either your streaming or your recording setup. So looking at the device, it's quite small, which is good because it's going to be sat on your desk, because obviously you don't want to be taking up too much space with it. But because of that, it's also very lightweight. And I think this makes it feel a little bit cheap because the overall body of it it's entirely made of plastic, but that also keeps the price down. And it has no negative impact on the actual performance of the device, so it's not a deal breaker or anything, it's just very light. We'll say though, once placed on a desk, I didn't suffer any movement when controlling the SC3, which I'll be honest, I did expect, but it remained in place with no movement even when using the faders. So we're going to switch to the second cam now, so we can have a look at the unit itself. So around the unit there are 8 buttons, and they all have different functions. We'll talk about the 4 main controls first, but there are another 4 to discuss after. So on the left-hand side, we have the 48-volt phantom power, which is for mics that require additional power like the Audio-Technica AT2020. And underneath that is electronic, which is an auto-tune feature for your voice. So we'll just quickly turn that on. Now, I'm not going to do a song. I'm just going to make a moronic noise, and we'll see what kind of auto-tune it adds to it. Ah! There you go. That's enough of that. But you get the gist of it. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then to the right-hand side of that, at the top, we have the RGB button, and that will cycle through the different effects that you've got on here. So you've got your typical rainbow effect, pulsing effect, fading effect, but you can also have solid colors like I've got here with the purple. And then we have the voice changer. Now, this allows you to switch between different, voices, obviously. There's 6 voice effects, which is male, female, robot, monster, baby, and elder. And all they are really are just little fun additions, and it's just changing the pitch of your voice, but you can have a little bit of a laugh with them. So we'll go with male first.
So now I should sound like a man. Yeah, take of that what you will.
This is me as a female, a sexy female on a way to solve a case.
This is Robot, and I really like this one, which just seems to be like a really lower-pitched version of the male.
And then we've got Baby, but I find the Baby one to be the most fun, because it just sounds silly. It's so silly. So if we move across to the next one, is
Elder, and this just seems to be like a middle ground between male and monster. But yeah, they're the voices.
They're all real fun additions, and whilst they're not exactly pitch perfect, the fun little things that you can use where you're having a chat with, whether that's on Discord or whatever you're talking to your friends with, or even on stream. It's just little fun little things that you can use. We've got these 4 custom buttons. We've got custom A, B, C, and D. So what they allow you to do is you can hold the button, and then that will give you 15 seconds to record something. So this episode is brought to you by FiFine and the SC3 Audio Mixer. And then once you let go, that's already recorded, so you can just press it again. This episode is brought to you by FiFine and the SC3 Audio Mixer. You can have a lot of fun with this, so you can use the line-in input to record some stuff. So I've done a random one here, which I've used custom C for.
1 hour later.
So again, they're just fun little additions, just to make either your chat or your stream a little bit more fun. And then in the middle, we've got faders. So we've got faders for mic, which is pretty self-explanatory. That is your microphone. Line in, headphone, and line out. I haven't used line out yet, but that will allow you to send the sound to some speakers, or if you had a dual PC setup, you could send the audio to that. Headphone is for your headphone monitoring, so if you need to hear yourself, there you go. And then line in is for additional audio going in. So I have pre-set up some music, and we're going to use the faders to implement it into the recording. So if you wanted to have a little bit of sound in the background while you're talking, you can use this. And then obviously you've also got the mute button. So that'll just cut it off completely. And if you want to make it louder, you can obviously move it up to make it louder. Very, very simple. Now you'll notice on the top of the device, you've got two audio meters, one for the microphone, one for your headphones. So the audio meters at the top, the left-hand side one is your microphone and the right-hand side one is your headphones. Now I'm monitoring myself as I'm using it. So if I mute that, the audio meter for the right-hand side one will go off. And if I put it back on again, you can see it's moved again. However, do not use this as a visual representation of how loud you are. That's not what it does. This is basically just saying it's working. Every time you speak, every time your headphones hear something, you'll get this little light come up. Use your audio meter in if you're using OBS. Make sure you're using that to make sure you can see if you're clipping or anything like that. But again, for a £56.99 audio mixer, I don't expect this to be a fully fledged audio meter. For a comparison, I use a Behringer UMC 204 HD. That also doesn't have an accurate LED reading, as we'll call them. And instead, I just get a red light or a yellow light. Simple as that. And this is basically the same as what this is doing. So whilst the SC3 is named as a gaming mixer, I think it's better suited being aimed towards entry-level content creators and streamers. And to be honest, even more veteran creators who are currently still using USB microphones and are looking to switch to an XLR microphone. Setting up the SC3 is very easy. And as mentioned in my review of FiFine's Amplagame AM8T, I think some dedicated software would go a long way in allowing the user to have a more customized experience when using a product like this. But the SC3 is a terrific little desktop mixer that allows you to not only connect an XLR microphone to a computer, but it also allows you to make your streams a little bit more personal. And for $56.99, it's hard to recommend a better value for money mixer than this. If you want to see more reviews, podcasts, let's plays, everything else, you can go to podcastversusplayer.com. It's all going along the bottom of the screen right now. But you can go to podcastversusplayer.com/review. You can see more on the SC3, plus all the microphones and cameras and other stuff that we reviewed as well. And we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!